USA Warrior Stories is a not-for-profit organization designed to record, archive, and share videos of veteran stories, to help veterans make a connection with one another and to help us all better understand their sacrifices for our freedoms.
USA Navy Armed Guard, Stephen Nemeth, take one.
Okay, my name is Stephen A. Nemeth, and I'm 97 3/4. I was in the Navy from 1943 February until January of 1946. I was born in New Haven, Connecticut in 1925. I was in Bridgeport, Connecticut when the war broke out.
I ask that the Congress declare that since the unprovoked and dastardly attack by Japan on Sunday, December 7th, 1941, a state of war has existed between the United States and the Japanese Empire.
I chose the Navy because I was a Sea Scout for 3 years. I was going to join the Merchant Marine, but if you can't ship out, man, 9 months, forget it. Well, when I signed up, and I'm talking with the guy, he says, he says, you won't be able to ship out for 9 months. You won't be able to get a ship for 9 months. Then I said, goodbye. I sit there 9 months and do nothing, starved to death. I was listening to the Navy in Bridgeport, and they sent us up to on the train up to Newport, Rhode Island. And from there, we boot camp, and that's it. I wasn't that bad, a little chilly, but but we had boat exercise. We had to walk in the water a little bit. Otherwise, no problem, except for cold nights of sleeping, and then no problem. Then when they took us, when we graduated, it was about 1,200, sailors, and they said we're going to go in the Merchant Marine. Put Navy gunners on merchant ships. Well, we didn't know it. We thought they were going to send us to Washington, where all the women were. We had a great deal. But we found out the guy, DI told us, no, you're going on merchant ships. And they were getting sunk left and right, man.
Our American merchant ships must be free to carry our American goods into the harbors of our friends. And our American merchant ships must be protected by our American Navy.
Those cargoes protected.
What happened is, we went in convoy. We went on the fast ship. We left New York City, and we went past the convoy. Once we passed the convoy, and then we heard the convoy was getting attacked. A lot of ships getting sunk and stuff like that.
Do you remember the name of the ship you were on?
Surprise, SS Surprise.
SS Surprise?
Yeah, that was a fact. Then once we got back, then after we went there, I heard the convoy get attacked. We went to Liverpool, England. We bought sides of beef to, I guess, to the American soldiers there. And we come back with 60,000 cases of scotch. I'm serious.
You brought those back from your first trip?
Yep.
Yeah. 3 trips like that.
All Scotch?
Yeah, we must know it.
Well, that's important stuff.
They had more bobbies watching the booze than the meat. Then I made a couple more trips, but the 3rd trip, we were in the convoy. Here's the convoy. 5 troop ships, 5,000 on each ship. And then the line we were in, they had 12 destroyers spread out ahead of them, checking things out. The troop ships, a battleship, I think either New York or the battleship New York or Texas, I don't know which one. And then aircraft carrier, a small aircraft carrier, carried a couple of planes where they took off in the daytime and flew around, you know. And then there was six ships, 6 merchant ships in there. So just to make it fast. And it was a fast convoy. You know, like about 20 knots, man, going across there. So we had 20 millimeters, a 3-inch 50 on the bow, and a 4-inch 50 on the stern. But I was mostly first loader. Yeah, I can throw them shells in. See, in your convoy, you go, everybody. One day they have test firing. And man, you want to see all boom, 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 boom going on. So,
Any submarine activity on the
no, but we should watch for something. We got lucky, like I say. Because don't forget, they sunk a lot of ships. Of course, you know how many merchant marines got killed, don't you? There was over 6,000 got killed. And them ships didn't stay up too long either, man.
We have sought no shooting war with Hitler. We do not seek it now. But neither do we want peace so much that we are willing to pay for it by permitting him to attack our naval and merchant ships while they are on legitimate business. These Nazi submarines and raiders are the rattlesnakes of the Atlantic. They're a menace to the free pathways of the high seas. They are a challenge to our sovereignty. They hammer our most precious rights when they attack ships of the American flag, symbols of our independence, our freedom, and our very life.
We stood on regular watch. Then at night, what do you call it? The dust watch. We stood up there for an hour, the whole gun crew around the ship, looking for submarine, watching for submarines. Then in the morning, it's just early in the morning when at dusk, what you call, we're standing watch again. I'll tell you, we lost so much sleep, man.
So, did you have any rough seas, storms, or anything like that?
I only hit it one worst time was coming back from the North Atlantic. That's when I bought the ammunition up there. I was on a Liberty ship then. We bought to the east of England. We bought the thing, the ammunition, and we just sat in the port for 4 days. We knew the invasion was going to be on. Sat there for 4 days, then they changed the order, put us in port, unloaded us, and they promised $20 if we helped the merchant seamen batten all the hatches down, because they were insured, you know. So Well, then we come back north to Scotland like that. Then we hit them North Carolina. Well, you believe me, man. I never was scared of them. That's my problem. I never was scared of them. I used to say holy. Oh, man. We went to Italy one time, Naples, and that's when we were ashore there, and then all of a sudden we heard they got bought the Angio Express in port in Naples. So when that's where we got pictures on it. There was an Angio, remember the Americans that landed in Angio? Well, the German guns were back in the mountains, 25 miles away. They could shoot at 25 miles. The Angio Express. And you know where it is now? Up in Baltimore.
Were they all merchant ships? Liberties? And...
Oh, yeah. That what you call the troop ship was a Santa Paula. It was what you call luxury line before. We made one trip, and on the way back, we were bringing the Canadians back from Europe, and they were there for 5 years. So we come back. We're going, and they change our order, and we're in the Mediterranean. They changed our order to go to Iran, Algiers. We go there, we jump the Canadians on another troop ship, and they send us to the port of Suez. We go in Suez on the dock, and we put 1,000 Russian soldiers on. 1,000 Russian soldiers. What happened? Remember during the war? Russians were on our side, and the Germans captured them, and they used to put them in Africa to help the German army in Africa. But the British captured them, so and the Russians, I guess, wanted them home. So, okay, they put them on our ship. Then we went down to Massawa, Eritrea, and for 2 weeks we loaded 1,500 Italian civilians on here. And we went to brought them up to Byron Island. Byron, they brought a big float out there. They put the Italians on there and float them into the Byron. We go up to Basra, Iraq, and dump the Russians off there. Then we went to Iran and got an Army medical unit and brought them back to Europe. We come back from there, then I guess the war was over, almost over. Then they put us in an armed guard place there, and then asked us what we want to do. And a lot of guys went on the ships in America. There's about 6 guys from Bridgeport, Connecticut. We were together. They wanted me to go with them down a cement ship in Florida. Instead, I went, I'll go to the Pacific. Or if I go to the Philippines for I went to the Philippines for a month and a half, and after it was quiet there because of waiting to have peace feelings. And all of a sudden, we had a movie one night. We're going to movies, and a guy comes out put the lights out and said, Japan's going to surrender. All them doggies, man, head back to their bunks where they had beer and the good old time.
Where were you when the Germans surrendered?
I wasn't in New York.
No.
Where the hell was I? I must have been out at sea.
Out at sea, huh?
Because I know everybody's having a good time in New York, and we weren't there, so. So,
Did you ever go to Russia?
no.
Romance run?
Murmansk Run. Thank God, thank God. Oh man, that wasn't a plan. We were hoping we got on different ships. We were hoping they wouldn't pick us. Oh man,
Where were you discharged at? Discharged, where?
I come back to New York. The arm got sent to New York. They put us in there. Then they put us in Long Island. I was on Long Island for 3 days. 3 days, and got discharged. Then
What was your rank? What rank were you? What rank were you?
a deck ape.
Becky?
No, see, I was on the deck force. Deck force was the deck apes. And the motor guys and stuff like that, engine room, were the bilge rats.
Right. I know. What was your rank?
Rank?
Yeah.
I told you, a deck ape.
It's gotta be seen.
See, they gave us if you went to boot camp, you had to take a seaman first, you had a seaman second, seaman first, but they gave it to us because they were taking us on the merchant ships. They gave it to us. Seaman first class.
Thank you. I got
Oh, you didn't want to use deck apes?
Oh, I'm gonna use it. How many years were you in the Navy?
4 years more. I was 3 years the first time, 4 years the second. I was going through town one time, went past the Navy recruiting office. And what do you call them? Let me stop and see what they got. That's the guy. What do you got? This and that, and this and that. So I signed up. I told my mother when I got home, Mom, I'll be gone tomorrow morning to New York. If I don't come home, I'm in the Navy. Sure enough, I stayed there, went back in the Navy. First time we went on a ship, we stopped in Cannes in France.
Yeah.
And we all fell in love.
Beautiful, huh? The Mediterranean.
Oh man, I'll tell you, that's a place to go. In other words, I made 10 trips across the Atlantic during the war. And I made 2 after the war. And 1 during the war to the Philippines. So I made 13 trips. I figured I had over 200,000 miles of the sea. So I enjoyed my life. I had a good life. But,
Dear Mr. Nemeth, in recognition of your heroic actions and to show his gratitude, the President of the French Republic has nominated you to the Legion of Honor. Created by Napoleon Bonaparte in 1802, it is the highest honor that France can bestow upon those who have achieved remarkable deeds for France. And I could not be more honored to present you with the Legion of Honor medal today. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you, merci. Je Stéphane Nemeth, au nom du Président de la République, je vous fais chevalier de la Légion d'honneur. Bravo.
Thank you very much for that, man. Like I say, there's a lot of guys that were deserving too, so I can't. I was one of the million guys there, so That's all I can say. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
I figure all through my life, a good life, and then with the medal. Okay.